Welcome to another round of the Blitz World Series!
Wait. Couple things. Wait, did that play audio? Did my intro not play audio? Oh, man, we are falling apart over here today. All right, guys, we got Ed in yellow in the top left, Zedd in red in the bottom right on the new map, Big Little Lake. Not Little Big Lake, it's Big Little Lake. I know. I came up with it myself. So, new map going here. A couple of tried and true Blitz players to give it a crack. Jaz, of course, out of Algeria. Ed, out of the USA. So you'll see the design of this map. Obviously you guys can figure out what's going on here. Basically, the lake in the middle, you can build naval, so that could happen. But nope, no crates on this one. Nothing special, nothing crazy on this map. But yeah, I mean, so you can build naval, theoretically. Naval could happen. But the main thing is those cliffs on the left and right. Obviously, you can't build up them. Water crate in mid. Yeah, I like that. Maybe we'll add a water crate. So you can't build up the cliffs on the left and the right. So basically, you can always have that opportunity to split on left side and right side, which I think will play kind of interesting. And as far as like the base walking part of it, you get there's kind of a choke point between the lake and the top of the cliff. So in order to walk your base through, you would have to try to control the cliff at the same time, which is kind of interesting. But, with these Blitz maps, we have such a small area to work with, and it's all about, how can we create the most diverse play from one map to the other. And hopefully this map gives us some different looks. So both players out now, early rhinos. I did send this map to both players the other night, so theoretically they've gotten a look at it. So Ed taking advantage of that right side coming down. Okay, might be a little confusion with the pathing, getting his tanks grouped up here, trying to pick his spot. Both players pretty even on oil, both 4 oils out. Ed, both players on 2 war factories now as well. Zedd now on his 5th oil derrick. Okay. Third war factory out now from Zedd. Taking just a slight lead here with the war factories. It looks like he does have the economy to support it. Let's see what Ed's building right now. We haven't seen a building from Ed in a second. Let's see what he brings out. Both players just kind of picking and choosing right now. Little gun shy. Third war factory from Ed. He was a little slow on the click on that one. Now a bunker out from Ed as well. Not sure anticipating an attack or just maybe has the money for it. Doesn't really have that. And now you see Ed about to bottom out on money, so not in a position to be throwing money away. So this battle bunker, these battle bunkers are a little interesting. Maybe he wants to sit back a little bit. He anticipates this map playing slowly. He's going to sit back, radar out. But behind on tech, Zedd is out now with a battle lab. Oh, and the naval yard out from Ed. So Ed's the first one in the lake. Ed's the first one in the lake now. And I wonder, Zedd had said that he had some specific strategies for this map. So we'll see what he brings here. But now, so Zedd pushed his, so Zedd, no reason to build that naval yard once Ed was out. But I'm not sure Zedd had that scouted. I'm not sure if Zedd saw that naval yard out. But Zedd builds a second naval yard, and now Zedd out with his own sub, and now we're just seeing a little naval battle here in the middle. Yeah, the naval, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if the naval is just like everything and it just becomes like a mad rush and whoever has Navy wins, we might have to disable it because, well, who knows? Whatever's entertaining, obviously, it's all about the entertainment value. Now a Kirov out from Ed now. Yeah, it could be that the map, maybe the lake in the middle needs to be shrunk a little bit. It could be that it's creating choke points, which make it too easy for the defender to kind of protect their base. So anyway, that's why, new map, always living and learning. Love to experiment, see how it plays once the players figure it out a little bit. Deso here on the left side. Zedd gets his flax out of there, does take out that Deso. And Ed's able to secure the lake thanks to that Kirov. Zedd has quite a few squids in there, though. Little squid battle going on. And Zedd continuing to push naval. And I think Ed must have anticipated this happening because he got those bunkers out. He's got his Desos out. He looks like he's very comfortable trying to sit. But Zedd going to push in here using that Iron Curtain. Now, what does Zedd take advantage of here? Gets off that radiation, managing that tank battle nicely. And Zedd just way ahead on tanks right now. Ed does have a battle lab. If Ed can take control of the lake and get a dread out, I don't know, but Zedd not gonna let him do that. Zedd now just with a massive amount of rhinos. Ed has nothing to defend himself, and Zedd, I have no idea what Zedd's doing right now. Zedd out with an industrial plant, which is very exciting. The industrial plant was added into the V6 version of Blitz. It was not in the early versions because of, I don't know, it just wasn't. So there was an error when we took out the ore refinery. So this is the first ever industrial plant being built. Industrial plant, is that the right word? Anyway, I don't know what Zedd's doing right now. Zedd out now with a nuclear silo. I'm not sure what you can credit this to. Lack of scouting, maybe. Yeah, a land bridge across the middle. Yeah, now Zedd Ed out with the dreads. Zedd out with his own Kirovs. I don't know why. Okay, so now Zedd has some drones to deal with the Desos, and Zedd now pulling back again. Ed's trying to dive in Zedd's base with a handful of tanks. He's got a couple Desos in there as well. You never know with Zedd. Zedd is known to hang out on radiation for ungodly amounts of time. In this case, he bruises all of his tanks, but still has plenty to get in there. Taking advantage of his squid to neutralize the dread. Now he just has to be careful, avoid the radiation a little bit. Okay, another Iron Curtain now, gonna dive on the MCV, and Kirov coming in, and that'll be GG's for Zedd. Yeah, the rhinos were literally 25-0. I'm not sure. I don't think Zedd had a very good scout, maybe. I'm not sure what his excuse is. First game on a new map. Player's a little skittish. Zedd takes a decisive victory. Switching over to Allied versus Allied now. Yeah, this map will play very different, Soviet and Allied. And I got a new button on my Stream Deck that adjusts the scores, which I'm absolutely stoked about, because normally when the game starts, I can't switch it, but now I can switch it whenever I want. So if I mess up the scores, you guys just let me know. Click the button, no problem. All right. Okay, so here's my question. So let's talk about dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts and aircraft carriers. They have to go to the closest point to shoot, but then can they shoot any distance? So like say you target a building and the boat goes like as close as it can get, but then say it's still really far away. Can they shoot that distance, or is there a set limit? Like they have to go to the very edge of the water and then they can still, like there is a limit to it, or there is no limit? God, I worded that bad. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Oh, damn it. Ed, come on, buddy. What a bummer. Allied versus Allied action coming at you now. Zedd, yeah. I think the biggest issue on this map, well, it'll be interesting. It's too early to say, but I think it does kind of create these like bottlenecks. It'd be interesting if the cliff maybe like came to. No, I don't know actually. Hard to say. All right, Ed now out with some early GIs. Gonna try to put a little early pressure on with the GIs. See what he can make happen here. Zedd gonna counter with his own GIs, but Ed's got a pretty good group of GIs pushing in here. Let's see. It's all about not overreacting. You don't want to spend too much money. Zedd getting some work done with that dog in the top left. Does get gunned down though. Zedd out now with an IFV. Drawing a little line in the sand here. Ed gonna try to push. Should be able to melt that pillbox. Ed managing well. Ed out now with an AFC, and so we see a very early base walk here from Ed. You know, I think if you do want to base walk on this map, that's certainly the strategy, is doing it early before the other player can get in, because it's a bottleneck that's pretty easily protected. Now Ed out went out with GIs and a sniper behind, so that's what that early AFC was for. And in a super early eagle from Ed now, so this is a very diverse look. Drops a bomb on that pillbox. Oh, but Zedd countering now with GG's. Nice counter for Zedd. I like that move. Zedd probably should be looking to get his own AFC out and get his own snipers, but we'll see. So Ed, both players nearing broke. Ed on 5 oils though. Zedd on 4 oils, but this is going to be tricky. If Ed can keep his economy rolling, get another oil out, stay busy with those eagles, and then just absolutely go to work with the prism walk. Patriot missile now from Zedd is able to put Ed does put him low power, so that Patriot missile doesn't get too much work done. Now we see the prism walk from Ed. Prism walk coming in, doing work with the prism walk. He's got that sniper behind. He's got a group of GIs. Really nice management. And Zedd, I thought Zedd was going to go for a split, try to get on Ed's backside. Could be the move here. Ed does not have a very mobile force. Knocks down a few of those, gets 3 eagles, so that's nice for Zedd. I think it's time to pack up and run, Zedd. Ed does not have a very mobile force right now. Zedd could pack up his MCV, try something crazy, because these GIs are about to go to work and start melting his face off. Gonna target that MCV. Now running with the MCV, might be a little too late. Does get the MCV out of there though. Now, if Zedd is going to attack from somewhere, that's not the spot. Right through a couple GIs and some prisms. Now on the backside, undefended, but Ed counters quickly. Oh, but he does get him low power, so that prism is down right now. Zedd needs to stay on that power plant, keep working on that power plant, and Ed low power. Ed needs to sell those prisms on the front line and start defending himself. And Zedd, oh my goodness. And Ed loses his AFC, and with it, his ability to build prisms as he gets a power plant out. So Ed gonna stomp out on the bottom right here, gonna be able to clean out Zedd, Zedd's base down there, but Zedd is pumping some very valuable oil in the meantime, and Zedd now on 7k, Ed on 12k though. So Ed has everything he needs right now. He's just got a few different things to manage, and he needs to keep an eye on some different factors. Obviously does not want to lose his MCV. So Zedd out with an AFC. Zedd on 5k, and now a Rocky from Zedd. I would have liked to have seen a Navy SEAL, honestly, because, you know, Zedd is behind across the board, but you know what? Ed needs to take care of these oil derricks in the bottom right, because that's just free money. Zedd is pumping away right now, and as soon as those oils are cleaned out on the bottom right, Zedd's economic situation is going to change very quickly. Okay. And those Rockies were a good move from Zedd. Now Patriot missile though from Ed. I just don't, you know, I like Zedd giving him some different looks, going down swinging here, but I'm just not really sure if there's a play. Well, honestly though, as long as Zedd has 5 oil derricks in the bottom right, and as long as those are pumping, he can keep things working. And now those snipers out from Zedd. Targets the snipers with the eagles. Big move from Ed. Ed really playing well with these eagles though, but does lose the AFC there. So the snipers could use another sniper, and now Ed building the oil derricks into Zedd's base. We've seen this from Ed before. He will build oil derricks into his enemy's base and then destroy the oil derricks as bombs, which can work. It is effective. Getting a lot out of those snipers here, but Zedd really making this interesting, and now has that oil derrick in his base. You can't take over the oil derrick, so you know there's really nothing to do. Ed says
player defeated.
Ed says he can't build defenses. What? I can't tell. I feel like, okay, I think Ed's just... So Ed's saying that he couldn't build defenses? Huh. Okay, well. Not sure. I don't really get what Ed's saying, but, all right. Okay, so Zedd goes up 2-0. Yeah, so Ed's saying he was having an issue building defensive structures, but I couldn't really tell. It sounded like one of those things where it was like maybe it was a bug, but maybe he just didn't click it. I'm not really sure. Don't know. All right, game number 3 here. Soviet versus Allied. Ed in the bottom right with Soviet. Zedd with Allied in the top left. Yeah, that was well played from Zedd. It's too bad we didn't get to see it play out. I'm not sure. It sounds like Ed just got behind on his structures and then quit out. But it was looking really nice. Really well played by both players. Super nice early pressure from Ed, but a great move from Zedd and staying alive. I think Ed's issue was letting those oil derricks stay alive in the bottom right. The problem was his GIs. Yeah, the problem was that Ed's GIs couldn't destroy those oil derricks in the bottom right because they would have blown themselves up. But Ed really needed to get rid of those oil derricks because Zedd didn't have any economy at his new base. All right, so now Ed with another early base stretch, going to come through that top right side, try to apply some early Rhino pressure. And Soviet, like we've seen on Blitz, as the meta has developed, you got to have the early pressure from Soviet. You cannot let Allied sit back, especially on a map like this, similar to Kong compared to Almo, where you have kind of a bottleneck. So your defenses, you really get a lot of mileage. Like you look at that pillbox from Zedd, that pillbox can shoot almost the whole range. So, well, as I say that, Ed sneaks through the top side. But, and now we're going to bring some Ed with the conscripts, some fodder for that prism tower. Good move there, but a lot of defenses here. Ed's really pushing into a lot. Adesso out now. The conscripts got that elite conscript, and Zedd's just going to spam these pillboxes and try to stay alive. Doing a good job. Both players pushing in now. Deso coming from Ed. Both players broke. Keep an eye on that money. It's bottoming out. And Zedd slightly pulls ahead there. I think he is up on tanks now. I think it's a decent exchange for Zedd. Although either player could still make something happen here. 3 oils. Ed only on 2 oils. That's an issue. That second barracks put Ed behind, and Ed sells his MCV. So Ed sells, going to fully commit to this. Selling the MCV is scary, and now a pair drop in to reinforce that side. Yeah, selling the MCV on 2 oils, that is tricky business. Tricky business. It really allows, I mean, you really put all your cards on the table. You got to make something happen. You got to make something happen quick, because you are going to fall behind by the second. Your economy, I mean, 2 oils can hardly support 1 war factory. And now Zedd senses that and decides to push in with these GIs. And that's going to be it. Yeah, that's too bad. I think I thought Ed could make something work there. I think he got a little too frustrated with that early attack not working. I don't think he was that behind when he decided to sell his MCV, but hard to say with Allied. You know, if your early hits don't work, you certainly lose mileage quickly. Demo truck now. Demo truck out from Ed. He still has that radar, so he does have demo trucks. Unfortunately, these rhinos, just not enough. That demo truck did work, though. That was sick. Yeah, if we could have seen the demo, if we would have seen that demo truck hit a little earlier. Ed now on 3K. I guess I lied. I guess 2 oils is plenty for a war factory. I don't think he's building tanks though right now, which is never good. Yeah, that's the problem. Zedd is very, very comfortable turtling. Gonna have to demo his own base. And now the battle lab out from Zedd, nailing the coffin with those mirages. Ed quits out. Yeah, Zedd is a good defensive player. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. The placement, I was thinking those cliffs would allow kind of like backdoor splits into people's bases, but the issue is that the cliffs, gotta think about that a little bit. I think the cliffs need to be, well, anyway, Zedd goes up 3-0. It is best of 7. This is match point. Match point for Zedd. So, you know what? The problem is that, like, say you go up this cliff on the right side and you come down here. You're not really backdooring anyone because their base defenses start here. So, like, I'm trying to think. I don't know. The problem is, like, once you go up the cliff and you come over, you're pretty much in the same spot. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Hard to say. I always do this where I try to start analyzing things too quickly. You know, obviously we got to get some more reps in on it. We'll open up a gauntlet here. We'll get some random players playing it, get some looks, and then we'll adjust from there. So Ed now with Allied, Zedd with Soviet. Ed likes the early pressure. He does. We don't see the GIs from him this game. Let's see if he tries to settle in a little bit on this map, get his air going, maybe try to get a naval going. Saw that early naval rush the first game, but then the last 2 players have just been a little too distracted for it. Okay, so now Ed out with an early AFC after his second oil. And Ed kind of with a dangerous build here. His base is very, very spread out. Going to try to go to a little pressure with his Grizzlies, but doesn't want to get them too far from home because they are his primary defense right now from these Rhinos. Does get some damage done on that Rhino. It's always, oh, does not get damage on that Rhino. I take that back. Another Eagle out now. Yeah, this is important. He really needs to be making these Eagle hits count. And now with that flat cannon, ooh, does not lose that Eagle, which is nice. Flat cannon out from Zedd. Yeah, when you see the early Eagles from a player like Ed, it's always best to get the cannon out early. Do not let him have his way with it. Another perfect flat cannon. Gonna lose that Eagle. Ooh, doesn't lose that Eagle either. Wow. Hasn't lost an Eagle, but hasn't got much done with them. Okay, so now Ed is base walking. Gonna use the Prism Towers, tried and true. Taking advantage of that cliff. Maybe try to lure Zedd in here. Hits the power, does not put him low power though, and again, does not lose an Eagle. Yep, and so, yeah, Ed gonna tuck in here nicely on the left side. He's not, looks like he's stopped stretching it out, and it's kind of focused on just defending it. You see that he brought his second Prism Tower, he built back, actually. Oh, but Ed comes over that cliff, and as I talk about the cliffs not making sense, the cliffs make perfect sense because he's able to back a door there, using the cliff to get right past Ed's defenses. And now Ed in a bad spot. Those Eagles got to get flying as soon as they got their bombs. Got to get them going. We need 4 hits here. 4 hits. 2 misses, I think. 3 misses. Oh, no. Well, I'm excited about that. Because the cliff was cool. The cliff worked. Cliff played well. All right, finally the Eagles land their hits and Ed able to survive. Ed on 8K. Zedd's money's dwindling. 4 oils. And Zedd decides to push right into those prisms. He's got plenty of tanks for it. Yeah, and Ed not going to have much left to give here. Trying to hang on with those GIs, but it will not be enough. Zedd gonna go right around, dive for the MCV. Yeah, that was interesting to see the way that the Cliff was able to counter that base walk there. It was well played from Zedd. Zedd looking really strong. Zedd looking super strong.
Player defeated.
All right, and Zedd takes the first series decisively 4-0. 4-0. Now, we do have another series with these